Michael!
Bobby D, back at it again.
Tough Talk Tuesday on a Wednesday.
I know, so it's Wild Out Wednesdays.
All right, we'll call it that. That's all right. Whatever you want to call it. Special guest we got today, bro.
Who we got coming on today?
I mean, yeah, I know we've had some pretty good guests. The number one draft pick of the New York Yankees, probably the next Derek Jeter, but nothing like the guy we got today because we got Babe Ruth today.
Oh boy,
you understand what I'm saying, Mike? Derek Jeter is a great Yankee, but Babe Ruth was the greatest of all time. That's the guy that we got coming on today, and we got to get him on right away because he's a coach. He coaches his son's basketball team, and he's got a game in a half hour.
Oh, jeez. Let's get the party started, though.
Yeah, and the dude was so gracious enough to come on. Let me tell you about him, because he's a special dude. Here's a guy, Mike, that's been involved in 50 businesses in his lifetime. In his 20s, Mike. You remember those days?
Oh, I remember those.
Yeah. In his 20s, he sold a company for $500 million.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what it'd be, Mike. That's what it'd be. He's a successful millionaire. He became a successful millionaire in 5 different businesses. So this guy basically should be chilling and right. I mean, if it was me and you, we wouldn't be anywhere near anything. We wouldn't be.
I'd be on an island, feet up, having a
exactly. This guy, what's this guy doing? He's working as hard as he's ever worked. He's enjoyed, and he's going to tell a story. The guy got involved in Synergy when they first launched. He's a good friend of Dan Higginson, who's coming on our show, by the way, the founder of Synergy.
Okay.
And he went right to work. Here's a guy did not need to make a little side income.
Right.
Didn't need it. But yet managed Mike to become the top earner in the company, and he's made millions of dollars, and he works today just as hard as he's ever have, and he does it for the love. The guy is one of the most generous dudes you'll ever meet. I happened to spend some time with him recently in Costa Rica and in Florida, in Miami, both Synergy trips. And I tell you what, the great thing about him is if you put him in a room with 20, 30 people, you wouldn't be able to tell that he's the guy that is such a success because he's just an ordinary, average, everyday guy that is just killing it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like he's humble, he's polite, he doesn't have an ounce of hypocrisy, or you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
The better than you, and it just doesn't exist in him. He's a wonderful dude, and I just want to talk to him if that's all right with you, Mike. I'm gonna get him on. We're gonna ask him some questions.
Let's do this.
Mark Comer is the man. Mark Comer from Synergy Worldwide. How are you, my brother?
Doing great, Bobby. How you doing, buddy?
Doing awesome. Say hello to Mike.
Mike.
Great to meet you, Mark.
Nice to meet you too.
After this talk, Mark, you're gonna get going because I know you got to get to your son's game. Mike, who is, as you might tell, I don't know if you can tell by the screen, Mike's a personal trainer, and he's a pretty decent one at that. He kind of walks the talk. Mark, he loves Synergy products, specifically Pro Arginine. He's going to do a talk specifically for the athletes on why they should be on Pro Arginine. So the call is going to be recorded. So even though you got to go, hopefully you'll jump back on.
Yeah, you're like the piece.
So Mark, what the hell, man? They don't make people like you. You're like you play in a rock band. You've been all over the world. You fall into everything you touch turns to gold. You're a handsome guy. You're not as good looking as me. I mean, but that's understandable. The only problem is you live in Utah, and that's a little bit of a weird state. I mean, you guys are a little strange out there. I don't like the alcohol rules there. With the one drink, you can't have two, and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
But talk to me, man. Tell me about the beginning of your life. The sale of that business, and just give us a quick background on you. And don't be humble. All right, brag a little bit.
Well, let's see. College dropout. I dropped out of college when I realized that I wasn't going to get paid to play baseball. That I wasn't good enough. So I had to figure out something else to do. Was a bad student in high school. loved the social aspect and sports of school. And that's what kept me going every day. And when I decided to leave college, my dad, college professor, electrical engineering, has written 16 college textbooks for electrical engineering, had his PhD when he was like 26 years old, something like that. Very different mindset that my dad and I had. And he wasn't very happy when I left school, but I didn't like school, and I didn't feel like that's what I needed to do. I wasn't going to be a doctor or a dentist or an attorney. And so I left school and I had an opportunity, and I started working with this company at the bottom, traveling every week, kind of being the grunt, just hauling boxes, ringing up cells. And it was with a real estate guy who was a really smart real estate investor that would teach guys how to invest in real estate and actually work with them. And so I just learning. I was like a sponge. I was learning things, and one opportunity after another kind of came along. And the number one thing that I did that my dad taught me was I just worked really hard. It didn't matter what I was doing. It was just something that my dad and grandpa, they grew up logging in Northern California, and that's why my dad went to college, because he hated logging, and so he was motivated to go to college and get a degree and do the things that he really loved to do. And it's interesting because that's why I was motivated to leave college, is because I wanted to do the things that I really wanted to do. So just learned a lot, made a lot of mistakes, was around some good people that taught me a lot, some what to do and some things what not to do. Yeah. And we started, I kind of developed this little marketing model that we started an internet mall around in about 1994. And that was, pre-internet, really. Nobody really knew what it was. We grew it into the largest mall on the internet, and took it public, and we're traded on the NASDAQ stock exchange. And, at the first of the cycle in like 94, 95, we had to teach people what the internet was and then tell them, here's how you can get your products or services online in the World Wide Web and everything. In about 96, the media really started picking up on the internet, and it became where you couldn't pick up a newspaper or magazine that didn't say something about how the internet was going to change the way the world did business. Wow. And so our stock, we opened at 5, it hit 64. It did a reverse, a 4-for-1 forward. We ended up selling it to a $14 billion company called Excited Home in 1998. The day, October 27th, 1998, and I remember that day because that's my wife's birthday.
My daughter's birthday.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So my wife thought I was really excited that day because it was her birthday. but I actually had some other things to be excited. So sold the company, decided not to stay on with Excited Home. Had a music company and a rock band. We were touring around Latin America, and had a custom motorcycle shop that I opened up. And it was really interesting because I learned a lot of things right there. Because I basically retired. I was done working. I was taking my hobbies now and doing that. But
at the time, how old are you? Like late 20s?
That was actually, I was 32 years old.
32
years old. And I learned really quick that, and vacations are only vacations if it's a break from something else, right? And so I remember 10 of my buddies went down Cabo for 2 weeks, surfed, hung out, just had a really good time. But after a little while, everyone had to get back to work, and I really didn't. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'll get back, and I just didn't really. I had these hobbies. I love motorcycles. I love music, but I didn't have this passion like I had building this internet company. That you jump out of bed every morning. You're really excited. You go to bed super late. It's just something that you think about all the time. And so I really thought, I need to do something. I need to get something that gets my blood pumping again. And so I developed this technology that I thought would be really good for network marketing model. This internet technology. So I met with Dan Higginson, whose wife actually worked for me at our internet company a few years earlier. Love Dan, love Susie, great people. Awesome. And Dan started talking to me about Synergy Worldwide. I had zero interest or zero intention of joining network marketing. Wow. I live here in Utah. There's 500 network marketing companies around here that come and go. And when he was talking about the things about Synergy, the things that really resonated with me was that it was really impactful product. that they really spent a lot of time and money and research on the development of these products. So when you take a Synergy product, you know that it's doing what they say it's supposed to do.
Right.
The other thing is it gave me the opportunity to really, at a very personal level, work with people, meet people, and maybe share a little bit in their success, help them, help them get to those goals that they have. And it was very different, So when I joined Synergy in 2003, I'd had some contacts in Asia. We went to Korea, Dan and I, and at first I just thought, yeah, I'll go to Asia with you because I love Korean barbecue and I love udon. So let's go to Japan and Korea. But quickly I realized it was a great opportunity, not for me. I mean, for me too, but a great opportunity to really mentor, work with, and help people, introduce them to an opportunity that could change their life 100%. Yeah. And so that was 2003, and I learned a lot as a rookie in this industry. But one thing that I learned about it is there's not a more powerful business model than network marketing. Yeah. And people can have negative opinions of it. The reason they have negative opinions of it is because they got talked into joining a company and they gave them their credit card number and they got a bunch of crap product for months. The company goes out of business because they're ran by a bunch of morons. And now this guy's pissed because network marketing is a horrible thing. No, network marketing is that company was, and most companies are. Yeah. Right. And so when I was talking to Dan, we was talking about the stability of the company. Nature Sunshine, at that time, like a 30-year industry giant, had bought Synergy, but millions in the bank, huge manufacturing facilities, hardcore about their product. He talked about, the compensation plan where you can actually go, and it's really geared that he wrote this plan. Yeah. My success is based on helping other people succeed. And so to me, the last 17 years or 18 years I've been with Synergy have been some of the funnest of my entire business career because it allows me to share super impactful product that I know, for sure, changes people's lives. Yeah. It allows me to work with people and help them achieve their goals, their financial goals, their goals of being able to spend more time with their kids and coach their kids and go on trips and provide for their families. And so it's really allowed me to do something that I feel has been very impactful. And with my internet mall, I never had somebody come up and say, thank you for starting that mall. I feel so much better. Right. But with Synergy, it's been thousands of people over the years that have come up and said, thank you so much for this opportunity. Synergy has changed my life. So to me, and then I wrote a book, and it talks mostly about the failures that I had, but the lessons that I learned that allowed me to have success. And in that book, I talk about kind of 4 key things for success. And it really, it was from the biggest lesson I learned, which was you got to have passion. You got to be doing something you love to do. It's hard to turn a hobby into a job. It's hard to be super passionate about traveling all the time if you travel all the time. Right. And so, do something that you love to do. Have the passion because that carries you through the tough days. Find something there where you can literally make money while you sleep. What kind of business model will allow you to share in a little bit of the efforts of a lot of other people? Number 3, find something that has a residual income component, something that you can work today and get paid tomorrow, next month, next year for the work that you're doing today. Synergy gives me a pretty good check every month. Yeah. And part of that check is coming from work I did 15 years ago in Korea. Yeah. Or Japan or Indonesia or Thailand or the US. And so, and then the 4th thing is and this is one of the biggest things, is you got to recognize an opportunity and you got to act on it, man. You got to take action. I know you're an action guy. I know that you're an action guy, but most people have an opportunity right in front of them and they're not willing to spend the time to do what they need to do to have success. Right. There's not a lot of guys that are making millions of dollars in network marketing because it's not a great opportunity. It's because they're not willing to do what they need to do to have great success. So those are kind of the 4 things that I kind of share now, but I love it. I love Synergy. The product is awesome. I think it's great. Mike, you're talking to athletes about it. I've had some nephews that have played college football that absolutely swear by it because it helped. Haloti Ngata with the Baltimore Ravens, huge Pro Arginine guy, and he's been in my office multiple times. And he told me, and it was his contract year, and he dropped like 30 pounds, and he looked like, I mean, he's a brick wall, right? But he looked like a very jacked brick wall when he went into his contract year. And I remember him playing the Steelers, and he just lit up the running back in the backfield, man. He decleated him. The commentators are talking about, hey, this is his contract year. He's looking so great. I texted him after. I said, dude, you look like Superman out there. And he texted back, no, Super Pro Arginine.
That's good. Right.
And he was talking about the fact that it allows him to work out harder and longer, right? Yeah. The stamina. And my nephew would talk to me a lot about how it would help him build lean muscle better. He was able to work out more. So anyway, it's I think that's a huge market. I think a lot of athletes don't know about Pro Arginine. And I think once they do and start taking it, it's something that they'll never stop taking again.
Awesome. And listen, I know you're strapped for time. This was great. There's a couple of things I want to touch on and then get you out of here. You brought up a couple of things. And I find this, I've been in network marketing a long time as well. Service business. Services are, there's a lot of good ones in the industry. But, man, when you have a product that can alter someone's life, like you said, it's tough. If I save somebody some money on their cable bill, I save somebody some money on their phone. That's good stuff. But man, it's not passion. Like when you have a product and then you marry that. Well, think of how crazy this thing is that we're into. You marry that with a company that's in business 23 years. I don't know if you can be more solidified with the DSA and the Better Business Bureau than Synergy is. I mean, it's crazy how quality and reputable they are. The compensation plan, I've never seen this, Mark. Now, you came into network marketing a greenie. I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a mega match in the industry, right, where you can match someone you bring into business 100% of their basic commission. I mean, it's mostly 10%. I've seen some 20s. It's never 100. It's absurd.
Yeah. Yeah. What's interesting about the mega match is about half of my check every month comes from my mega match.
Half.
And so, I have a couple good leaders in Japan and Korea, and I don't have a million great leaders. I've got some really good core leaders that I work with. And every month, like Mr. Huang in Korea, I'm matching him. He's triple presidential. He's a great leader. Yeah. I'm matching his basic commission every single month without really having to do anything. And so that mega match component, but like you said, the stability of the company, the thing that I learned now that my 23-year-old self didn't know was, overnight success takes years of hard work. Yes. Right. And so there's nothing, a new company comes out and everyone, oh, this is great. And there's about a 1% chance that company's going to last past 2 years. Yeah. And so when I talk to them, we launched Mexico and we're doing very well down there. I have some great people there. The product's changing their lives. Yeah. But I say, look, this model is fantastic. It's because you can build right now. You can have great impact, which is great personal satisfaction. But you can you can leave a legacy and build an annuity at the same time. You can build a business that can pay you that maybe 10 years from now you're going to pass on to your kids based on the work that you're doing today. So it's a unique opportunity that allows us to really kind of dictate our level of success based on our efforts, because we have all the tools that we need and we have the product and we have the company that we know is going to be around a long time, and they're going to pay us a lot of money for our success. And
in the United States, it's as if it's ground floor, because let's face it, there's not a lot of people in this country that know about Pro Arginine and Synergy.
Bobby, it's the best of both worlds.
Right.
That ground floor opportunity with no inherent risk of a brand new company, which is huge. And so I agree. We're a sleeping giant here. Yeah. I've focused a lot in Asia. I'm working a lot in Mexico. I think every house in the U.S. needs to have a box of Pro Arginine in their cupboard, truly. And because so many people are so focused on, we know the number one cause of death is heart disease. Yeah. So it's the heart, the surgeries, and all these things after the fact.
It's true.
Well, how can we help by preventing those types of
Exactly right.
It's just crazy. But I agree, man. It's a ground floor great opportunity right now here in the US to really be a part of something that's really special.
You are the best, my brother. I love you. I appreciate you. And go coach and make sure you get the W. And if you lose, we're gonna blame you because
Hey, if we lose, I'm gonna run the gassers, not the kids. Okay.
That's great.
I really appreciate it and love talking about synergy. Love seeing you, Bobby. It really great. Looking forward to a lot of fun things here in the future. And Mike, nice to meet you as well. And hopefully I can come back and visit with you guys again.
Oh, be great. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate you.
Take care, guys.
Yeah, brother.
Great. Wow. Got me all excited, pumped up.
I mean, you're talking about, you don't like, sometimes people don't want to say, that Mike, that guy gets about, a couple of $100,000 every other week or so, somewhere around that. We're talking about a dude that's got some really big things going.
Right.
And for him to take some time to join us, it's just awesome.
No, it's amazing.
Yeah. So now, I'm sorry.
People like that. I think that's what we I love those kind of people. Those five people you want to surround yourself with all the time.
Now it's your job. I'm going to give you the screen. It's your job to talk to the. Now, listen, Pro Arginine, as we know, is important for everyone.
Yes.
Sick, young, old, healthy, athletic. Everyone needs better blood flow in their bodies. Everyone needs oxygen in their blood. So we can spend 2 hours on talking about how Pro Arginine can help reverse cardiovascular issues. We can spend 2 hours on how it may aid with diabetes, right? But we're not going to do that right now. We're going to focus these last 10 minutes that you get. We're going to focus on the importance of Pro Arginine for the athlete. So I want you to hit that home because I specifically designed the show tonight. I talked to a lot of athletes that I say, hey, come on, you're going to hear from a badass, a dude that's probably in the best shape of any 52-year-old, soon to be 3, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
52. I'm going to be 52 in a couple months.
I keep forgetting the age.
Don't rush me.
It's a big deal. But take the floor. Let's go. Don't ramble. Get right to the point here. Give the people the reason why they need this shit.
We're going to talk about it a little bit. So I remember way back, Bob, when we first started doing this, you and I talked about doing a little thing on YouTube, and we did something on the benefits of Pro Arginine and what it does for the athlete. Because way back when you came to me and said, Mike, I need a little edge. I want to, I'm working out. I want to perform a little better. And we talked about NO, nitric oxide, what it does to your system, how it helps you working out, gives you a couple, some benefits of energy and helps, get you through those workouts. But I want to go a little bit more detail, and we were kind of rushed on the last one. I didn't talk much about it, but I took some notes down this time because I want to get a little bit more clear to everyone on the true benefits of what Pro Arginine does and what that nitric oxide blast does to your system. Now, you just got finished talking about blood flow, and what it really does is it controls all the nutrients that are being supported throughout your body. So with the blood flow going through your body, it controls everything, right? It's the way the heart is pumped. We talk about it goes through all the different organs in your body, and Pro Arginine is combined with the L-arginine, L-citrulline, vitamin K2, D3. We go through all of that, and what it does is that creates that NO2 blast, which plays an incredible role in overall performance. It also helps get the nutrients to the right places, and it plays a key role in protein synthesis. Now, what's protein synthesis? It's the breakdown when proteins get broken down into your system and carried out throughout the body into cells. Now, if it's not delivered properly, this is where people don't understand. If you're taking in protein, it's not delivered properly throughout the body because your blood's not flowing right, what's going to happen? It gets kind of caught up in your body, and it can cause inflammation throughout your body. You don't even realize it because it's small amounts, but over time, that inflammation can grow more and more. So you want to make sure that blood flow is clean and clear and getting the nutrients, the protein synthesis to the right parts of your body. It also helps with the rebuild of your muscles and tissues, when you're working out, because the proteins in your system is going to help, with the protein synthesis, is going to help rebuild the muscles and tissues. And Pro Arginine helps also convert certain nutrients to something called glycose. Now, what's glycose? It balances the body with a lot of different functions. You need glycose in your body because it balances out your blood sugar levels. So what does that mean? Is that when you're working out and your blood sugar levels drop because you're expending so much energy at times, I'm sure some people have done this, and you get that lightheaded or dizziness feeling. Well, that's because your blood sugar levels are, dropping, and the blood's not flowing through your body properly. So you need to get that blood flow properly through your system so it fuels to the right places. Now, you also know I'm a big fan of creatine. So we're going to talk about creatine for a quick second. And, your body has a natural storage of creatine, which gives you that surge, that strength, that extra push during the course of your workout, and when your body's performing better, the results are going to be better. So creatine is one of the most researched and used performance supplements on the market today. Now, since Pro Arginine can help produce natural forms of creatine, that's something that you want to take advantage of, which is key. You need to take advantage of whatever storage in your body you can tap into naturally. And remember, creatine is also known to help with what? Brain function. They've done studies on it where people had brain trauma, especially young kids that had brain trauma, and now it's repairing them as well. We also know that it helps muscle, creatine helps the muscle rebuild. We know that Pro Arginine produces that nitric oxide blast that we always talk about, and that is going to help you perform better, like we said, but it also is linked also to a natural, to kick in that natural growth hormone levels. Now, that's growth hormone levels is what? Anti-aging 101. Now, how is growth hormone linked to Pro Arginine? Well, when taken, when Pro Arginine is taken and that blood flow is going through your system, it's also combined with an amino acid called lysine. This combination triggers a response in your growth hormone production more naturally. So the more natural growth hormone that's going through your system, what does that mean? That your body's going to recover better. You're going to recover from not only muscle repair from working out, but also from any injuries you might have. And it could be as simple as a bruise on your body that's going to help your body recover a lot quicker. Now the fun stuff we like to talk about is that pump, that big vasodilation that you get from that nitric oxide blast. What does that really mean? It means that it's causing platelet production. So with new platelet production, it brings better nutrients into the body, and that controls the flow of the blood and of these positive nutrients to something we call the mitochondria of the cell. Now, the mitochondria cell is that big powerhouse of the cell. It creates that ATP level, that really explosive level that you need. And that's what some of the things that Pro Arginine does that we don't talk about is, that mitochondria need to stay healthy because that controls the respiration of your cells. And we get that mitochondria activity usually through some cardiovascular activity or even through, a lot of times through strength training. Now, back in 2002, I took a note. Back in 2002, they did a study on a bunch of people taking arginine. And the study said there was a 15-day, they took it for 15 days straight, and they had a dramatic increase in the resistance to fatigue, muscle fatigue, and blood flow throughout the system. So what does it really mean as performance-wise? Performance-wise means if we can tap into our natural creatine levels. Now, what does creatine do? It gives you that burst, that last burst of energy where you get that 3 or 4 or 5 different extra reps at the end of a set, which is key for overall performance and development. Now, if your body's performing and it's getting the blood flow through all different areas of your body, and it's creating a better performing muscle, you're going to reverse that aging process. Now, why do we talk about that? It's important to kick in the natural creatine levels as well. I mean, I take up extra supplements on top of it. It's because as we age, our bodies deteriorate. And it's because of the growth hormone levels drop. It's because we don't have enough creatine in our system because we're depleting our bodies every day. So with the imbalance in hormones throughout your system, you can't function properly. You can't recover right. So when you're taking the Pro Arginine and it's going through your system and it's cleaning out your blood flow and it's giving you that blast of energy that you don't even realize what you're doing and all the things that's affecting. We talked about affecting your your glucose levels to help with lightheaded and dizziness, so you don't have that effect. It's going to help with the protein synthesis, so the protein is broken down into your body, getting into the right places. It's going to help with repairing the mitochondria of the cell. It kind of takes a beating, through the course of your life. So a healthier cell is going to help produce a better performing body. We talked about, those growth hormone levels that you want to tap into naturally. And, people say, well, how much should I take? Well, I take about maybe 2 or 3 servings per day. It depends on how active you want to be and how you feel your body is getting beat up. It's all about what you put into your system. However, if the blood isn't flowing through your system properly, you can take all the creatine you want, you can take your vitamin C's, you can eat, a clean diet, and I eat a pretty damn clean diet. But if you're not getting the blood flow properly through your system, it's not picking up, or cleaning out your cells and helping your body to respond and perform better, then all the extra good eating you're doing and supplements you're doing are just getting wasted away. So you need to make sure you have that proper blood flow. And they've done enough studies with the Pro Arginine and how the nitric oxide blast does that for you. And that's that we talked about again, the vasodilation. You get that pump. If you sometimes you get a big pump, and you see like the veins popping out of your system. Well, that's also because your body fat levels are dropping. We got to talk about that. That's also going to increase the creatine, the growth hormone levels. All this being affected naturally by that nitric oxide blast, by the Pro Arginine that you're taking. That's anti-aging 101. What are you doing today to make your body perform like it did 10 or 15 years ago? It takes, consistency. You have to be diligent. You have to be consistent all the time with taking these supplements. It can't be a sometime thing. People think I'm going to just take it once in a while and it's going to work. That doesn't work that way. I make sure I take my Pro Arginine before every workout. And it has to be about 15, 20 minutes before every workout. So let me break down what it really does also cardiovascularly for you. Before I started taking it, I tell all my clients about this too. I used to max out in, my young 40s. I used to max out on a stair step at level 20, no problem. My heart would stay at a certain level and I'd be able to, blow out, and, my legs were giving out before my heart or heavy breathing. As I was getting older, I knew that wasn't the same. I was breathing heavy, my heart rate was racing, and I'm saying to myself, what's going on? Then I started using, Pro Arginine much more consistently, daily basis. So, for example, your body needs to stay in a certain zone when you're doing most cardiovascular activities to burn body fat for energy. So you want to be between 65 and 85% of your maximum heart rate when you're working out cardiovascularly. When you're in that zone, the first 2 or 3 minutes in the zone, your body's going to burn proteins, carbs, lipid acids for energy. Then after that, your body's going to say, I need to do something else. It's going to get into the fat burning portion of the workout. But it only does that, again, you have to be in that zone for about 15 or 20 minutes before it kicks in to burning body fat for energy. If you're traveling over your 85%, you're going to burn muscle for energy. The most important muscle in your body is what? Your heart. You don't want to put that kind of strain for a long period of time on your heart, right? So I was finding out that I was straining my heart more than I was straining my muscles, and it was frustrating for me. Again, when I started taking the Pro Arginine 15, 20 minutes before workouts, I was able to go back up to level 20 without a problem, with my heart rate staying in the zone. So I was able to really burn, through the workouts and not tax my heart. It was still staying in that zone. And that's the key element. You want to be able to work out cardiovascular for at least 30 to 45 minutes to really burn body fat for energy. Now, also, when I'm working out strength training, when you're doing like these quick short bursts, like almost like sprint type workouts, you're doing heavy high reps and your heart rate is racing up to, maybe 65, 75, 85, 90, almost 90% of your maximum heart rate. You want it to be able to recover and come back down really easy. I was finding out that wasn't happening either. As I was taking the Pro Arginine, my body was able to get up to that high level, max, and then drop right back down. And then I started doing the same work with most of my clients, and I was seeing how it was responding for them as well. And the key element is this. If the blood is being backed up in certain areas and you're not getting proper blood flow through your body, then that means chances are throughout other parts of your body, you probably won't be getting the blood flow properly as well. And we can talk about all sorts of performance, not just physical workout performance, but even in the bed, even in the bedroom. We'll talk about that as well. If you have a blood flow problem down there, that's a clear indication that, hey, you know what? You might have heart issues as well. So you need to address that. That's crucial. And that's one indication. So you can do away with that little blue pill if you want to, and just take more of that Pro Arginine to kick in those levels. Now, I don't know if anybody has any questions out there. You know, I rambled on a little bit. Bobby said don't ramble on. You know, I did have some notes. However, you know, I get excited when I talk sometimes, so I talk fast. There you go.
Bro, you're great, man. No, listen, I opened it up. I'm sure people are going to have questions on the backside of it. Typically what happens is a lot of people miss the live.
Right.
They'll watch it the next day. So, bro, that was a unbelievable synopsis. And it was, I mean, that was, as much as I know about this product, and you know I know a lot about it, I still learn more shit when I listen to you talk, bro. That was really good.
Again, I know I rambled a little bit, so I had all these notes that I wanted to get through, but
Good.
A real briefing, like just I'm talking to you one-on-one, I like that better a little bit. You know, instead of looking at myself, I don't know why you ducked yourself out of the screen, jerk off. We're supposed to be talking to you. So anyway, you know, that protein synthesis is key. And people don't understand that you can take your whey protein or whatever kind of protein you want, your vegan protein, but if that blood flow is not going right and going through your body properly, it's wasted. It does cause inflammation. You will get injured as well because your body's not functioning proper. Now you've got the blood flow right. Now the protein is being utilized. Now it's filling the muscle and the blood better. Now you got the glucose levels that I talked about, which is key. I don't know if you ever worked out any time in your life that you got that lightheaded dizziness after you finished a set or something. That's because your blood sugar levels are dropping. When they drop, sometimes the workout's over because you can't even recover. What does the Pro Arginine do? It helps the blood flow so it balances out the glucose levels. Glucose can be converted into energy through different proteins, and they even found out that it can do that with fats. So certain fats within your system can be converted to glucose, so it balances your body out. So you don't get that lightheadedness. That's why you're able to perform longer, faster. A better performing body is going to be a better functioning body down the road. You know, if you can lift more weights, and that's what the creatine does as well. Tapping into natural creatine levels. Now, I take about 5 to 10 grams a day, but I'm also tapping into my natural levels as well with taking the Pro Arginine.
Right.
That's why you feel that surge. That's why people get these better workouts because they're able to get a couple extra reps because they're tapping into that level that they don't even realize they're tapping into. Now, most people say creatine, that's not good. That's a step. Read it. It's one of the most researched supplements out on the market for performance-wise. You can't get anything better than that. They've done tons of studies, even on young kids, that show that it performs better in young kids as well, that even suffer through brain trauma. So it's just countless. And if you can tap into it naturally, why not do it? Why not do it?
Good stuff, bro. Listen, I think this was might have been. We're at 38 minutes. We always try to keep it. We always said we're going to try a half hour. Half hour is hard, especially when we have a great guest like Mark Comer.
Yeah, sorry.
I mean, we had to listen to him. But I appreciate this knowledge, bro. And one thing I said that I was in Colorado with Dr. Sandberg.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Talk about it. You know, I also did for the second time the body cleanse. Body cleanse is unbelievable. Real quick. There's a lot of cleanses out there, and I've done tons of them throughout my career. This was amazing because it doesn't really mess with your diet per se. Now, you should have a clean diet. Let's get that straight. And I have an extremely clean diet. But when taking it, I can even feel the difference in my body. Like, you have to take it the right way, the right forms, and we can go off air.
I can't because I've never tried. That's crazy. This is how amazing. Synergy's got 20 products.
Right.
That's one I've never tried until you and Martina, right?
Yeah, Martina says she's got great results on it.
She was like going crazy over it, and I felt like an idiot. I'm like, I don't even know what the hell it is.
Well, the detox, this with the detox and the which I really love is the calorie burners. It just gives you a nice kick of energy. Like, you don't even need to drink coffee that much anymore. Like, if you want to taste the coffee, great, but you really don't need it for energy. That kicks a great, like, natural energy. So it's just something that your body needs to, kick. And remember, I have a clean diet, so anything I put extra into my diet, I know how it feels right away. You know, I don't wake up. You take this, you don't wake up bloated. You can eat your normal diet. Like, you gotta eat clean. You can't eat like a fat slob. You can't go eat burgers and fucking hot dogs and think you're gonna feel great. you're taking this, a clean diet. You don't feel that bloatedness in the morning. You feel, and it's not making you go to the bathroom any differently or anything like that. It's not that type of cleanse. It just detoxes you. It's get rid of all those nasty toxins in your system and getting them out and flushing them out. So then when you do go back to taking your Pro Arginine, which you should be taking all the time, the blood flows even better because it's not being backed up by any toxins in your system.
I say to Sandberg out in Colorado, because Sandberg's 65 years old, 30-year clinical nutrition. Mike, I think he's the most brilliant guy I've ever met in my life. I mean, beyond words to describe how brilliant he is. Mm-hmm. He knows like every single, cell in your body, what they're called, every muscle, every bone, everything. Knows exactly what to eat, when to eat. I mean, the guy's insanely intelligent. And I said to him, in your lifetime, have you ever seen a more important product than Pro Arginine? And Mike, let me just give you a little feedback on Sandberg. Like, you and I are hustling, we're trying to grind. This guy was a massively successful businessman, multi-millionaire, did not need say like you sensing something. Mark Comer comes on, sold the company for $500 million, decides to get involved in talking about synergy products. What? Crazy. Dr. Sandberg, brilliant, masterful, multi-success business, and will sit on the phone. If you said tomorrow, hey, Doc, my Aunt Susie from Poughkeepsie's got a little bunion on her toe. Can you give her and he'll do that. Oh. Take the phone call. He said nothing like in his lifetime. And you said the same thing to me when listen, let's do a disclosure here. Yeah. Because we're brothers, right? Yeah. You were going to try whatever I threw at you. If I threw at you and said, Mike, I got the greatest thing in the world, it's Costco water, you would be like, would be like, cool, let's go, Bobby D. So when I said to you, listen, this looks great, looks like something, but I didn't sell you. I said, take a look at this. And you came back to me within a couple of days and you said, greatest thing you've ever seen. Yeah. Well, like I think I opened up talking a little bit quickly about how we talked about nitric oxide way back before we even thought about this product. And there's a lot of shit products out in the market. And a lot of shit products. And a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm taking NO. I'm taking Arginine. I'm taking it. And you know what? I have people in my family say, oh, I take Arginine, but you're not taking a good form of it. And if it's not combined with the L-citrulline, it's not doing it. And now we have K2 and D3 on top of it. So when you think about it as a whole, and you think about what it does to your body, when I was taking it, I saw immediate results. Now you say flush, that red flush, it was going through your body, because it's not the products out there. And I'm saying, oh, it could be a niacin rush in there. You don't even know what they put in half the products. I don't even know, man. You don't know half the time what they put in products. So now we know, and it's a clean run. It's not like an up and down like rush. Sometimes you take these pre-workouts and like you go all the way up and they crash. Yeah. It's not what we want. That's not what we're looking for. We want something that's going to bring us to a certain level and stabilize us through that whole workout. Yeah. I'm going through workouts, and at the end of it, I'm like, let me check my chart to make sure I did all the exercise I'm supposed to do because I feel like I can do some more. Yeah. And that is how you want to feel. You want to make sure you hit all your numbers, you exceeded your own expectations. I mark all my numbers down. So if I did X amount of weight on a certain day and a certain amount of reps, the next time I do that routine, I want to either increase the weight or increase the reps or get that workout routine done faster. There has to be a level of progression, and that's what that does. It kicks in that natural level of progression because it gets your body to work better, faster, stronger. The proof's in the pudding. Like, you got to try it. I mean, I love it because I tell people, oh, it gives you 120 days money back, I guarantee. What company does that? And that's why that's one thing I really turn on me about because that's basically what I do. I tell people straight out, I'm going to train you for the first month. If you don't like the results, I don't want your money. All right. I can guarantee you're going to love the results. You're going to see the difference. So, and that's what this does. And it's crazy, Mike. They just lowered their pricing. It's now 10% less if someone's going to subscribe. Right. Of course, if and they can stop the subscription at any time. And free shipping. So 10% off and free shipping. So you go, like, for example, you go from a big jumbo. I always like to buy the big jumbo of Pro Arginine in the box. It lasts me about 3.5 months. So that was like $240 plus shipping, $253. That goes all the way down to $216 with no shipping if it's subscribed to. So if you're in a household with 2 people using it, you subscribe to it, and bro, I mean, like Mark said, we're really in it's a golden opportunity.
Well, I have some clients that, and listen, some clients are great, some are a little, it's not a hard sell. Where they're like, well, that could be kind of pricey. I'm like, you dumb, seriously, you're putting a price on health and wellness. Your body's all screwed up. You're walking around like a bag of shit. Your body's screwed up. You're coming to me for exercise and guidance. I'm giving you the guidance. You're still not following it. You said, well, let me check with my doctor. Your doctor doesn't know his ass from his elbow. I spoke to somebody who actually goes to the doctor. They prescribe him a pharmaceutical grade shit when this product is in their physician's desk reference.
And it's pharmaceutical grade.
The product is there. It's cheaper than you would get it anywhere, but you're still going to check your doctor. Because why? Why?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then they come back. Usually everybody comes back to me 3 or 4 months later. Man, Mike, I should have listened to you. Why did I wait so long?
Yeah.
I know. I get it. 35 years in the industry doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
5,500 clients that I've trained and helped. That doesn't mean anything. But somebody who has a bullshit like PhD on their wall, that means something. Now remember, people, not that I'm bashing doctors, because I don't do that to certain them, but they're practicing medicine, and they're practicing on you and I if we let them. And right now, around the world, everybody's letting every doctor practice medication on them. So stop with them practicing on you and take control of your own health and wellness, because you and only you can control that. There's enough data out there, enough research out there on Pro Arginine, on the creatine, on the things that we talk about, that you can better yourself. And if you don't do it, then you're just ignorant. And like you said with Sandberg, you are the same way as me, Bob. People can call me at 2, 3 in the morning. I'm gonna pick up my phone. Don't call me at 6 in the morning or 7, so I'm still sleeping. But if you can call me at 3 in the morning, I will answer that phone, and we'll talk about what's gonna benefit you.
Yeah.
That's what we love doing. We both want to see people succeed and be healthy.
Yeah,
and I don't know why people are so reluctant to say, "Oh, why would you want to help me?" Why not? You've been that beat up your whole life.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Bro, proud of you, man. This was great. This was one of your best performances, and I've seen many of them. This was a good one tonight. I appreciate you, bro.
Bob, I love you. We're like brothers, and you know what? We've been a lot of different companies together, a few, and we can go with this last one. That, man, we locked horns with this one. We said we're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
I tell you, when I was in LinkedIn, I had so many people pass products through me. I tried everything, and when you gave me this, it was a no-brainer. My eyes were, and I didn't know anything about the compensation plan. I could care less.
You probably still don't.
I don't know. When I have people that sign up, I tell them to go talk to you. I don't even know what the checks mean when I get them. I don't even know how I got one. But I'll tell you this though, I don't care about that.
Yeah.
My biggest thing is I can get more people healthy and feeling great.
Yeah, man.
Naturally, man. That's my purpose. That's what I want. That's my passion. That's what we're driven for. So, man, I can keep rambling on.
Love you, brother.
Everybody, one more thing, just be consistent, stay disciplined.
Consistent every day.
Never, ever give up.
Never. Love you, bro.
Love you too.